14, 1945 was a day of horror and sadness for the citizens of Perek. I hope I'm saying that right. Allied forces bombed them. Thinking it was Germany, cities of Dresden, the actual target of the attack. The accidental aerial assault resulted in 701 deaths, 1,184 injuries to the civilians. Hundreds of homes and historical sites were destroyed, and 11,000 people were left homeless. Navigation errors were said to cause a deadly miscalculation. The plane's radars were not working properly, forcing the 8th Army Air Force Squadron to manually calculate the distance to their target of Dresden, situated 75 miles northwest of Prague. I hope I'm saying that right. But their calculations were off due to the grave error, and it says 40B-17 Flying Fortress mistakenly now dropped 152 tons of bombs on the innocent people of Prague. Hope I'm saying that right, no disrespect. 4 people gathered at the Stardust nightclub in Dublin for a Valentine's Day disco party. Now, this is back in 1981, February 14th. Tragic day. Of 841 patrons attending the party, 48 people died and 200 were injured. After just midnight, a fire began at the roof space above the club, with the music blaring among the people having fun in the festivities. No one noticed the fire until the heat melted the roof materials and hot substance began dropping on the partygoers' heads. A panic ensued. People rushed to the exits only to be hampered by several obstructions: padlocks, emergency exits, sealed windows, and excessive amounts of tables and chairs. Emergency responders were dispatched to the scene of the fire, but tragically, many of the people inside had already succumbed to the smoke and flames. Dublin's hospitals were flooded with injured people and dying people. On February 14, 1929, gunmen dressed as police officers entered the garage of one of Bug Moran's bootlegging operations and pretended to arrest the 7 men there. The imposter police officers then lined them up and shot them while they stood facing a wall on the premises. Capone was never charged with the crime. However, all signs point to the notorious gangster, as all 7 of the murdered men were associated with Bugs Moran. Bugs. Gangster. For Theodore Roosevelt, Valentine's Day 1884 was a terrible time. It was the day 2 of the most beloved women in the future president's life died only hours apart. Roosevelt began that day as usual, working his job at the New York State Legislature until he was unexpectedly summoned home. He arrived to find out that his mother, Mittie, had died suddenly of typhoid fever. I'm trying. Later that same day, Roosevelt's wife of 4 years, Alice Lee, succumbed to Bright disease, an inflammatory kidney disease. She had given birth to the couple's daughter, Alice, 2 days earlier. Roosevelt's diary entry for that day was marked with an X and an inscription that said, "The light has gone out of my life." According to one version of St. Valentine's history, he was an ordinary priest who lived in the 3rd century CE. Now, he was going about his usual priestly duties during a time when Rome was ruled by the Emperor Claudius II, aka Claudius the Cruel. What's really new with that? It also says that the enlistment into his Roman army was used because of the men that he actually got were strong men and they were attached to their wives and lovers. To him, the solution was simple: ban all marriages. That is so messed up. So this man only would get soldiers that were strong and that were in love with their partners. So he decided to ban all marriages and engagements to ensure that more men joined the Roman military ranks. You gotta love the people that run this world. Valentine realized the injustice and cruelty of such a decree and continued to perform marriage ceremonies in secret. When Emperor Claudius, the one that banned all these marriages because he's an arse, discovered the priest clandestine's activities, probably butchered that, he sentenced him to be clubbed to death, baby, and the cavemen, and then, as if that wasn't enough, to have his head cut off. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy these Valentine Day stories. Just to let you know that there's a lot of dark history with everything there is of light, there is of bad. Do not obey. Stay woke. Peace. Love yourself.